In this video we're going to be looking at opacity and clipping masks in Adobe Illustrator CC. We are going to create 5 layers and each layer will contain artwork of its own, and from this we will work through the opacity and clipping masks. So we start with our first layer and we paste our first image. We'll align it. Great. We'll move to our second layer. For our second image, we'll just copy and paste. Select the second layer and paste. Resize the image. Just a rough resize is fine at this time. Move to our third layer. Copy. Paste it. Scale it down. Moving to our next layer. Paste. Resize. Let's position it roughly where we need it. We just lock those guys. Now we're going to copy our top layer. This is where the opacity will be happening. Paste that in and just line it up on our logo, get the positioning more or less right. Great. Right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to create an opacity mask on this layer. We start by drawing a path on the layer where we want to reduce the opacity. We use black as a fill. Using black as a fill removes that entire area or changes the opacity and the effective opacity in that particular area. Right, so there's our path. Next we select the whole layer as well. We've got the path and the layer. We go to transparency and click make opacity mask. There. Now we see all the layers below the 5th layer. We'll go ahead and create some more opacity masks on the top layer for these negatives. It's pretty much the same process. We can add as many additional opacity masks as need be. Create a third one. You'll notice that we have layers opacity mask window active, showing us that we are actually dealing with opacity mask and not something general on the particular layer, which is exactly what we want. So we're adding opacity masks to this layer by doing so. There we go. Then we need to select the regular layer, which we select there, and now we see all our layers and the images below. So we're just going to hide the images that we're not dealing with right now just to make it easier on ourselves, and we unlock that one. So we're going to rotate and scale this image until we have it more or less how we like it, to fill that frame. And once we've done that, we will create a clipping mask which is going to make it easier to handle multiple images on, or multiple additional images on this piece of artwork. So here we go. We select our clipping mask. The difference between a clipping mask and opacity mask is a clipping mask shows everything within the clipping mask area, whereas the opacity mask makes everything in that mask area transparent or opaque. Select clipping mask. There we go. So the additional edges of the image are trimmed down and makes dealing with multiple images a little simpler. We do the same here. We are going to create a clipping mask of or for this image that's going to fit in that negative right there. We've got it lined up and positioned more or less as we want it, which is great. We'll go ahead and create our clipping mask using the pen tool again. We don't need to worry about the edges too much when creating the clipping mask here, as the opacity mask is going to take preference. So even if it's slightly bigger than the opacity mask, that's fine, but you'll see that the spill of that image is removed, you see. So we have the Mad Hatter by himself, we have the drone by himself, and now we have this metal worker. We're going to do the same here. Reducing the spill around the edges. Right, pen tool, and trace around the negative frame. Roughly is fine. And there we go. And select create clipping mask. Great. There you go. It's as simple as that.